Challenging time for engineers and designers with the regulation changes next year. Do you miss the sport at this point? Are these the kind of close seasons that you really used to relish?
I certainly miss the engineering. That was always the thing that turned me on more than anything else, really, more than the operational side. But it's a great challenge. I have to say that next year's engines and gearboxes, the whole system is incredibly complex, and I shall be watching closely.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see the solutions that are produced up and down the pit lane. We're going to go on to Racing Car of the Year for this last season. And the nominations here, we've got the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro. Audi passed 100 LMP wins with that Le Mans victory and the world title that followed. The Audi RS5 DTM won the DTM crown despite fierce opposition from BMW and Mercedes-Benz. The Dallara GP313 new engine helped establish the junior series between Formula 3 and GP2. The Lotus E21 took the fight to Red Bull on several occasions this past season. The Mercedes W04 wins at Monaco, at Silverstone, and at Hungary as well. Good pace throughout the season. And the Red Bull RB9, a world beater, every bit as good as its predecessors. And the winner, Patrick.
Right. Quick fumble in the envelope. And would you believe it's the Red Bull RB9?
Fourth straight year, almost inevitably, Adrian. Could this one have been any better? Could this car have been any better? You're the sort of super critic.
Well, I must admit, when it sort of August, it all seemed quite tight. Ferrari had a great start to the year. Mercedes was pushing us middle of the year, and then I don't know what happened after August. It just seemed to happen.
Yeah, in every respect, with a string of wins that took Sebastian to the title. Now, give us your thoughts on how next year might shape up. How are you tackling the challenges of the new rule changes, the engine changes, and what kind of Grand Prix cars are we going to be seeing up and down the pit lane next year, and what kind of racing are we going to be seeing?
Well, I think from our perspective, it's sort of somewhere between mild panic and crisis management.
I can't believe that.
The next year's regulations are a huge change. It's a very complicated powertrain. I think for a lot of the teams, including ourselves, and it really is a big challenge. Reliability could be a big issue. It's far from clear how the three engine manufacturers perform relative to each other. We've got the aerodynamic changes, so it really is a complete clean start, unfortunately. We'd have been quite happy with stable regulations, as it turned out.
Could this, I mean, does this make you vulnerable, or does this make you potentially even stronger?
Christ, I don't know. I mean, all we can do is do our best and see where we are. That's the only thing we can do.
How important is it from a design point of view, and it probably doesn't enter the equation from a design point of view, to try to get back, to get Formula One back as a racing formula?
I don't think it has been a racing formula. I think it's been a great few years. I mean, we've had the combination of man and machine as always. We've had, unfortunately, or fortunately for us, we made with Sebastian, we made the second half of the year slightly boring, but you go back to last year, 6 winners in the first 6 races. I think the variety of the overtaking, it's been a magic time, and all this sort of, well, it was better, so much better in the 60s. It's great at the moment, I think.
You're excited about next year from every point of view, from the racing, from the engineering, from the design, and every point of view.
Yes, I mean, I think some trepidation, as I say. I think the engine regulation changes are a big challenge for everybody. How that will pan out, who knows? You know, at the moment we're all sort of feeling it's going to be remarkably difficult, and kind of we're about 6 months off being prepared for the start of the season. But that's the nature of Formula One. Somehow or other, it always seems to be all right in the night. Hopefully, we'll see. Certainly
for Red Bull it does. It will all be resolved to some extent in March. The big question marks will be resolved, and will it be Red Bull again? Will it be Red Bull up on the stage here for a 5th consecutive year? Congratulations on this past season. It's been epic and a wonderful racing car, and your team is quite fantastic. Adrian Newey and Peter Prodroma, who we know is moving on, but Rob Marshall, Mark Ellis, Paul Monaghan, Pierre Vache, and Adrian Newey as well, and our thanks to Patrick Head. Racing Car of the Year, the Red Bull RB9. Adrian, thank you very much.